Hello there, this is a short one. This is going to be a short video. I'm Maniapa and I'm here to just talk a little bit about naming of simple compounds. Therefore, naming of elements, that's not difficult. You can simply check them out in the periodic table. But naming of their compounds, like especially simple compounds, is not so difficult, and we're going to go through a number of steps that will definitely help you in one or another when it comes to naming of simple compounds. The first one is when you're writing the formula of a simple compound, always write the metal or cation first. Therefore, write the electropositive or the positive or the cation or the metal first. An example would be if you're trying to write magnesium chloride, for example, magnesium reacts with chlorine, then you write the formula, and then after writing the formula, which element should you write first? You write the metal first. Okay, magnesium, then magnesium has a valency of 2, so magnesium chloride is going to be like that. The second example would be, for example, you're trying to write calcium oxide, or calcium reacts with oxygen, write the chemical formula or what, then if you're capable of writing the formula like from the previous video, you should understand that I was writing the electropositive species first. Therefore, calcium forms a cation. Calcium is more electropositive than oxygen. Therefore, calcium oxide would have the formula of something like that. Okay, so you write the metal first. Apart from the metals, there are other cations like ammonium ion. An ammonium ion is actually a cation. It's positively charged. So if you want to write something like ammonium sulfate, you'd write the ammonium ion first because it's actually a cation. So it would be something like ammonium with a 4, then brackets sulfate. Ammonium ion has a valency of 1, so you need 2 of them to balance the valency of sulfate, which is actually a 2. Coming to the second point there, if both are in the same period, write the one on the left first. Therefore, if both, for example, you're having carbon and oxygen, and you have been taught to write the chemical formula involving the reaction of carbon with oxygen, you write carbon first. Therefore, you write something like carbon dioxide. That will be the formula. When carbon reacts or combusts in oxygen to form, or completely combusts in oxygen, you write carbon first. Okay, you write carbon first. The third point there is an example where if both are in the same group, I would think of sulfur and oxygen. You write the one below first, because as you go down the group, the electropositive properties increase, and to the left of every period, the electropositive properties also increase. So you'd write sulfur first and then oxygen second to form sulfur dioxide. Therefore, sulfur is below oxygen in the group. The third point there is talking about group 7 elements. When they are in their ionic state, their names all end with IDE. An example would be chloride. Okay, chloride ion. When it's an element, it's chlorine, but when it's in this form, it's actually a chloride ion. Okay, then you have others like the iodide, the bromide, and the fluoride, and the list goes on. Therefore, if you want to write a species, or maybe a chemical formula or of a salt, therefore a metal reacts with one of the halogens or the group 7 elements, you'd actually name them. For example, you'd have a calcium chloride. Therefore, the name of the positive species, the name of the electropositive species never changes. Magnesium chloride, calcium oxide. The negative species or the ionic species, the anion species, is the one that gets to have the name which is a little bit changed. Oxygen forms an ion which is called an oxide, while ammonium is still called ammonium sulfate. Calcium is still calcium oxide, not calcium oxygen, but calcium oxide. Magnesium chloride, not magnesium chlorine. Carbon is still the name carbon because it's actually the electropositive species here. So we're having carbon dioxide, di for double oxygen, therefore carbon dioxide or carbon 4 oxide. Even here we've got sulfur, is still called sulfur, but oxygen is called oxide, therefore sulfur 4 oxide or sulfur dioxide. So here we have calcium chloride. We can even write calcium iodide. We can write calcium bromide. Okay, they all end with IDE. And then some other common names, maybe some other common ions are simply the nitrate ion. This formula is there. You can even have something like ammonium nitrate, okay, and then you've got the sulfate. You can even have something like hydrogen sulfate, okay, hydrogen sulfate there. Phosphate, you can even have something like aluminium, sorry, phosphate, okay, you can have something like aluminium phosphate. Okay, then you have a hydroxide ion there. You can have something like potassium hydroxide, and then carbon, you can have something like magnesium carbonate. Then finally you've got sulfurous there. You can even have hydrogen sulfurous. This one is actually sulfuric acid. This is sulfurous acid. It has a 3. This one has a 4 there. So these are some of the names of the ionic species. Remember, the first part is named just the way it is on the periodic table, or the way it is named as an ion. Therefore, this is still called ammonium nitrate. Hydrogen is hydrogen, but this one is called the sulfate. Okay, then aluminium is called aluminium, then phosphate, then potassium hydroxide, magnesium carbonate, hydrogen sulfate. So that is how you go about naming and writing order when it comes to simple compound formulas. Remember to subscribe, and let me say bye for now. Thank you for watching.